So good morning. Happy Friday. It's Judith. It's a 1-hour gentle Kripalu yoga class. Welcome. We're thrilled you're here. As you may know, the props we use in this class is a yoga mat. That could be substituted with a blanket or a beach towel, perhaps on a carpeted surface if you don't have a mat. Other props we like to have available would be some kind of padding. I have a squishy mat here. I have a rolled up towel that I've affixed with rubber bands for cushioning purposes, especially when you're on the floor. Yoga blocks would be a great addendum. These are the styrofoam versions. You can substitute the blocks with a couple of hand goods of equal size and weight. And the cushioning, you could grab small pillows from the couch or the bed, or any other invention you may care to use for your cushioning. And my yoga strap is all twisted up here. Nice. Okay. So, and here's the yoga strap. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you could substitute with a scarf or a belt or a dog leash. And this is definitely optional if you should have hand weights. This is a set of 1 pounders. Nothing heavier than 2 pounds for this class, I would recommend. And last but not least, our friend, the chair. So it's a standard metal folding chair, nice stable legs. It's a good idea to either put the chair on your sticky mat, your yoga mat, or the back legs could rest up against where the wall meets the baseboard or the floor. If you have questions, save them for the end of class. I'll be available to answer anything. And if whatever's being offered does not work for your body, you could modify. I have a shoulder issue, so I'm modifying on this side. You could do something else like another posture, or you could skip it. So you can decide what's appropriate for you, and all should be well. So just listen to what the mind and the body is saying, and everything should be good. Let's just take the legs a little bit wider now from the shoulders, and we're going to just start shifting the weight from leg to leg, foot to foot, as we twist and look over the shoulder to the wall behind. This is a nice, gentle way to wake up the body. If you feel particularly, incapacitated when you first wake up in the morning, everything is tight, stiff, this is a good way to wake yourself up. Bring stimulation to the skin. And you're also working on your balance. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's now tap the midriff, the torso. Backhand taps up by the kidneys. So do your best to keep twisting as you look over the shoulder to the wall behind. You might want to lift opposite heel as you twist in the opposite direction. A little bit more balance challenge, but just do the best you can. That's all anybody can do, right? For 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And let's slowly unwind. If you have a block or a weight, fine. If you don't have either of those, you can interlace your fingers into a little fist. So what we're going to do here is just either with your fingers clasped together or with a prop, we're going to lift your prop. Inhale, legs are wide. Exhale, draw the legs, arms through the legs. Inhale up. Exhale, stretch. So getting used to being upside down and then standing right back up. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's stay down. If you were using a prop, place it to one side. And then the right hand can grab the right ankle, left hand grab left ankle. You're now in a standard forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold. And maybe the toes point out gently, maybe 10 degrees. You might want to keep a block if you're using it as a little prop to your movement here as you glide from side to side. The knees are going to track over the toes. Try not to let the head dangle. If you don't want to use the block, gently rest the hands on the thighs. Another option. for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Let's float the torso upright as best you can. The legs are in a deep plie, a deep squat. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down on 1. Let's do little pause. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We straighten legs. Now, going back into our forward fold one more time. Let's shake the yes. Once you get into your optimum fold, shake the head yes. Shake the head no. And then from here, right hand grabs outside of left ankle. Right hand grabs outside of left ankle. Left arm floats up to sky. If the top arm doesn't work, you could just rest your hand on your sacrum. The idea is to press the chest close to the top of the left thigh. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top straight arm, little circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm floats down. Coming back to center, just pausing in the center to recollect. And now left hand grabs outside of right ankle. Left hand grabs outside of right ankle. Top right arm floats up straight to the sky, or maybe the hand rests on the sacrum. The idea is to get the chest close to the top of the right thigh. Hello, good morning, hamstrings. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top straight arm, little circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm floats down. Very nice. Mindfully going back to center. Maybe resting hands on blocks or mat, heel toe the feet together so that the feet are directly underneath the hips. The toes point forward. Hands can start resting at the ankles, and this will be a series of flat back lifts. Inhale, flat back lifts, hands drag along the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift, squeeze the abs. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then dragging the hands, let them rest on the thighs. The torso elevates. Let's come on to standing. Let's take the feet a little bit wider now. You can adjust as needed. Hands placed on thighs, not pressing on thighs, but mindfully placed. The torso 30 degrees maybe. We'll do a series of cat-cow standing. So you're going to drop the belly, spread the sits bones wide. Exhale, arch and squeeze, navel to spine, like a Halloween cat. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch and squeeze. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and then rolling it up, slowly stacking the bones, rolling the shoulders. Let's roll the shoulders now. Whoop. Opening the chest, taking in those LSD breaths, long, slow, and deep. Yes, let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's shake out the arms. Let's take the legs, say maybe shoulder width apart. The toes could point out slightly. Let's take the arms up to the sky. Inhale up. Exhale, press the air down by the side of the body. Inhale up. Exhale, press. So stretch those fingertips to the sky, lifting and breathing. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's relift the arms up to sky. And now, keeping the chest square to the front of your screen or your space, you're going to start climbing that invisible rope. You're giving a little tug to those intercostal muscles that attach to the side ribs. Those need to stay hydrated to allow the expansion of the lungs for 4, 3, 2. Nice. And then float the arms down. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. Stretch the arms away. So the idea here is to open the chest, drop the shoulders away, maybe gently tuck the chin to protect the back of the neck. So you're not conveniently resting the arms here on the bum. You're stretching them away for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now taking those fists and resting them on the right hip. Try not to torque off to the left, as you're getting a big stretch now in that left shoulder girdle. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down through center, resting the fists on the left hip. Try not to torque off to the right. So again, that chest is square to the front of your space. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back down to center. Stretch the arms away. Maybe this is plenty for your version. If you'd like a better, or if you'd like a more challenging version, I'll put that way. Cross right foot outside of left. Squeeze those thighs together. So those legs are your base stability. Here you could be balancing here and you might want to stay right here. But if you want more challenge, tuck the chin and proceed into a forward fold. Drawing the arms over the head or in that direction. When you come to your sticking point at the bottom, 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Floating the torso up slowly. Stacking the bones, unwinding the hands, shaking everything out, unwinding legs, arms, fingers, shaking it out, yay. Now you're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, this time the awkward way. So it's a different thumb on top. Stretching it away as we did before. And now you're going to take the left foot outside of the right. Both feet are flat. Thighs are squeezing together, no space between the thighs. This might be plenty. If you want more, tuck the chin, floating the arms over the head. When you hit your landing point, 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then floating it back up. Elevator ascending, no rushing to get there. Unwind legs, unwind fingertips, arms, shake it out. Very, very nice. And so if you'd like to grab your chair, let's go ahead and place the bum right here, closer to the front of the chair seat than the back of the chair seat, just so you're nice and stably grounded. Pull flush away from sits bones. Big full breaths. Let's go ahead and take the arms into goddess pose. Goalpost arms, cactus arms. The legs are in parallel, toes point forward. Inhale. Squeeze the forearms together. Exhale. You could round the spine slightly. Inhale, really open the chest. Baby back bend, maybe looking at the ceiling. Exhale, forearms close together. Let's do 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, exhaling on the squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reopen those arms. Now we're just going to twist to the right. Exhale, inhale, exhale to the left, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice. I'm back to center. Let's just fold the arms forward all the way down. Shake them out. Very nice. I'm going to grab my weights, but if you don't want to use them, that's fine as well. If you're not using them, just interlace the fingers together in your little prayer position. And then I'm going to take no weight, one weight, or two weights in both hands. We're going to knit them together. The legs are still in parallel. We're going to start circling our witch's cauldron. So everything from the waist down stays still. Try to keep most of that movement in the arms. Big full breaths for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Pausing in the center, just noticing right side of body and left side of body. And now we'll go the other direction, inhaling and exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to neutral. Let's take the arms down to the side of the body. So now, again, legs in parallel, arms are straight, palms face the midline. No weight or one weight in each hand. Inhale, exhale, right fist into the armpit, come back to center. Exhale, left fist into left armpit, back to center. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then coming back to neutral. Palms face the wall behind now. Let's just stay on the right. Inhale, exhale up to shoulder height. Bring it back down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then bring it down slowly. Notice right side of body and left side of body. Notice right shoulder and left shoulder. Do they feel the same? Now let's go to the left. Inhale, exhale up to shoulder height only. Bring it back down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bringing it down. No weight or one weight in each hand. Now the palms face down on the thighs. So I'm pinning my weights to my thighs. You don't want to use the weights, just use your hands on the thighs. We'll keep it on the right to start. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do 8, 7, or as many as you can manage. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's take it back down. Sitting tall in the chair, noticing right side of body and left side of body. Nice big breath. Let's proceed to the left. Inhale, exhale, exhale. for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And let's come back to center and just shake out everything else. Let's go ahead and lose the weights. Let's come and stack the palms right over the heart center. Option 1, or you can hook the thumbs together and spread the fingers wide like feathers. That's Eagle Mudra. Option 2. If you need assistance to get up out of the chair, you can grab the sides of the chair. Option 3. Or the arms can go forward. Option 4. So you can choose. I'm going with option 2. And this is to be standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down. And then the feet are pointing forward, the legs are in parallel. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now in this one, you don't land, you're going to hover. So little pulses here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Re-straighten. Unwind the arms, shake it out. Very nice. So now we're going to move the chair off to one side. No, we're not. We're going to keep the chair here. Sorry, I thought of one other thing we could do with the chair, and then we'll go to the earth. So I'm using the back of the chair for my support, or you could use a wall or a piece of furniture. So the leg closest to the chair seat is the right leg. You're standing tall. You're going to extend the left leg. The foot is flexed. Now, if you want to add a weight to this, that's an option for sure. So no weight, one weight, or two weights on this left thigh. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8. Don't let the leg foot land. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Shake out the legs. Move to the other side. If you're using a chair, the leg nearest the chair is the left leg. No weight, one weight, or two weights in the right hand. Right leg is straight, the foot stays flexed, and the whole foot just doesn't land for the whole sequence of movement. So it's exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And the foot comes down, shake out the legs, shake out the feet. Now we're going to take the chair off to the side. And perhaps if you're using blocks, those need to go at the narrow end of the, so you don't have to look for them later. And we're going to go into a series of swan dives and then into downward facing dog. If you need to use the chair to get onto the earth, feel free. That's always an option. So facing that narrow end, inhale up, exhale forward, fold. Come right back up. Inhale up, exhale forward, fold. Let's do 4, 3, 1. Stay down here. Fingertips can come to the mat. If it doesn't get to the mat, get your block or blocks and go a little bit closer. You're going to start micro bending the knee. Feet stay flat. We're stretching out the low back, another area that gets nice and tight and ossified. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We straighten the legs. Hands come to mat or low blocks. And you're going to step back into downward facing dog. Body is in a triangle shape. Arms are straight. Chest is moving towards the tops of the thighs. Bicycle pedal the heels. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then put the knees down to as you are ready. Big toes together, knees wide apart, pressing child pose. Ooh. This is where I take my little towel, tuck it behind the knees, and then press the hips back towards the heels. The towel just creates some more space so that the bum can get closer to the heels. Maybe the arms want to rest forward on the mat. Maybe they want to rest by the legs. If the foot gets to the mat, stacked palms, you could rest it there. Stacked fists, rest it there. If you have a low block, you could rest it there. So once you've organized arms and legs, maybe you want to make this a static child's pose, but maybe you want to do little micro movements side to side, giving it a little bit more stretch, a little bit more movement. Big, huge stretch for the thigh muscles, the quads. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Coming back to neutral in the middle, you're staying in your child's pose. Let's take the arms and the hands on the left on the earth. Meanwhile, the right hip presses away 45 degrees on the diagonal. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Coming back to center. Now the arms go on the earth to the right. The left hip now presses away 45 degrees on the diagonal. Maybe it's a static press. Maybe it's little micro movements. You can choose. This side might feel different than the other side. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then back to center, slowly rising up into your neutral table. Don't rush it. A place where you might want to do extra padding on the knees, just to protect your knees as they get very irritable. And then we're going to take the hands into the upper corners of the short end of the mat and just start circling those hips. Squeeze that, tease out any extra tension that might have crept in there, any air bubbles in the hips. Big squeeze the abdominals, no abdominals on the mat. And let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to neutral. And now swirling the hips the opposite direction. Big full breaths. Nice and gentle. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming to sitting. So now here you might wish to sit on a folded blanket or towel. It will help elevate the hips. And it takes that pelvic bowl and it takes it forward. So it's like you're spilling water out of the pelvic bowl. Ooh. And so for this one, Baddha Konasana, perhaps. Let's grab the legs, the soles of the feet kiss, and then you're going to draw the feet and the legs as close to the body as is comfortable. You don't force anything. You might want to pull flesh away from sits bones. And then sitting tall. I like to tuck elbows into the soft part of the thigh, and you can just rock from side to side. It's almost like being back in kindergarten, right? For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center. Let's fold the legs together. We're going to straighten the legs in front, okay? Now, if you need more support for this, if you have blocks, you can take the 2 blocks and place them underneath the knees for more support. But you can choose. And again, readjusting the bum, pulling flesh away from sits bones. Let's do like a water wheel movement here. Inhale, and then the arms come exhaling over, and then you draw them along the sides of the legs as you sit up. Inhale up, exhale over. Breathing and stretching. Inhaling and exhaling. Again, hello hamstrings. Oof. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale up. This time we're going to stay over. So maybe the hands want to rest on the earth. Maybe they want to rest on the ankles or the feet or the toes, maybe the shins. And maybe there's little rocks here, but maybe there isn't. Try not to let the head dangle here. The back is flat. It's like the sternum. That middle part of the chest is reaching forward. Crown of head, white light shooting off the top of your head for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Staying here in this forward fold. Right hand grabs outside of left ankle. Right hand grabs outside of left ankle. Left arm wraps around the body to sacrum or maybe opposite hip crease. Now we're looking over the left shoulder to the wall behind. We're in a forward fold. Twisting for 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwinding slowly. You're still in that forward fold. Left hand grabs outside of right ankle. Left hand grabs outside of right ankle. Right arm wraps around either to sacrum or opposite hip crease. Looking over the shoulder to the wall behind. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwinding that back arm. And now slowly letting that torso come up to neutral. Oh boy. Let's shake everything out. Let's shake out the legs here. Ooh, yeah, feels good. Let's bend the right knee and just start tapping the lower leg. This is what this tapping is just wonderful. This could also help you wake up in the morning as well. It's also sort of referred to as reflexology without the needles. Yay. And then when that feels complete, you're going to start massaging gently the knee. So it's not about pounding on the knee. It's about a nice, gentle, gliding kind of movement. So you're not pounding on it. And then you come to the thigh. And you can start stepping the thigh all the way around. Very good. And when that feels complete, let's go ahead and go back down with one hand behind the back of the right knee. Start circling. And that's where the lymph likes to dump. So we're encouraging the lymph to move through the system. It doesn't have a normal pumping mechanism. Start circling the other way behind the back of the right knee. So we're assisting every time we're moving and stretching and squeezing, we're helping the lymph to move. And then when that feels complete, let's start down at the right ankle. Draw the energy up the right leg all the way into the torso. You can either touch the leg or not touch the leg. It doesn't matter. We're moving that chi, that life force, that energy into the body. And then bringing that to stillness, let's move to the left. So we're going to start tapping the calf of the left leg and the shins. This leg might feel different than the other leg. Then we're just going to sort of caress this left knee. Just a smooth glide over the knee. And when that feels complete, you're going to move up to the thigh and just tap the thigh all the way around, 360 degrees. And when that feels complete, you're going to take one hand behind the back of that left knee and start circling. Again, encouraging the lymph to move. Even if like you're drying yourself off from the showers, you pull it up instead of pushing it down, pull it up. Good idea just in terms of even how you just dry yourself off after a bath or shower. Let's start tapping the thigh. Big full breaths. And when that feels complete, you're going to take the hands down by the ankle and draw energy up the leg all the way into the torso. 3 times we draw it up. You can touch the leg or not touch the leg. It doesn't matter. And then you're going to go last time all the way up. Very nice. Let's shake out the hands. Let's take the legs here. Again, forward in parallel. The feet are flexed. The hands can rest where it feels comfortable. You're going to flex the ankles, point the toes, flexing and pointing, spreading the toes wide. Maybe you want to like alternately pedal the feet. Maybe circle the ankles. Getting blood flow going into the little extremities, the toes, the fingers, the feet. We make our feet for granted until they start hurting. So we can send some love to our feet for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now let's take the legs out into a big wide V. Oh boy. You might want to take the fists behind you to push yourself slightly farther forward. Optimum, not maximum, stretch. Feet stay flexed throughout. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, going forward with the arms. They will land somewhere. The palms press into the mat. The fingers are spread wide. See if you can keep the back flat as you stretch with the sternum forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walking the hands back slowly. Don't pop back up. And then we're going to go to the right. So left arm comes up. Inhale, exhale, stretching over to the right. Now these top ribs spin open to the sky as best you can. Left fingertips stretch to side wall for 4, 3, 2, 1. Top elbow bends. Come back upright. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch it away. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch it away. Let's do 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then float it all the way down slowly. Don't just let it flop. Now we're going over to the left. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's stay over this time. Spin those top ribs open to the sky for 4, 3, 2, 1. Top elbow bends. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly, again, let the arm descend, resisting gravity. Let's draw the legs together. Stretch them out. Give them a little bounce. Let's bend the knees. And let's come to face the narrow end of the mat. Have your props handy. If you have a strap, that's great. If not, you can improvise. So let's bend the knees, and the feet are hip distance apart. You can grab either the front of the shins, the backs of the thighs. You're sitting tall. The chin is tucked to protect the back of the neck. Inhale forward through the knees. Exhale, back and squeeze. Inhale forward through the knees. Exhale, back and squeeze. Let's do 4, 3, 2, Stay back on one. Now see if you can tuck the chin, lift the chest, drop shoulders away. Maybe one lower leg is parallel to the earth. Maybe the second one is parallel, or you can do half and half, 4 and 4. Maybe you want to extend the arms. Maybe you don't. For 4, 3, pump the belly. 2, 1, little open, little squeeze, little open, little squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The legs come down, come back, grab shins or back of thighs. And now we can roll it all the way down onto the back of the body, onto the mat. Grab my phone, keep track of time. Wow, the time just flew by today. All right, so we're on our backs on the earth. The feet are mat distance apart. And the knees are still bent. So the arms are in T position. You can start windshield wiping those bent knees side to side. This should take some tension. This is like a low body massage for the back. Ugh. So everything from the waist down is getting a nice little massage. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Next time the knees go to the right, leave them there. Now, maybe you want to drop the knees onto a block or a blanket and a block. They don't have to go to the earth. And the knees drop to the right. The face and the neck would look to the left. If it bothers your neck to look to the left, skip it. Now I'm going to take my elevated left hip here. I'm going to start doing little pumps up where the wall meets the ceiling. So it's just like a little tiny pulse. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees go back up into position so the knees face the ceiling. Now let's just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Big full breaths. Next time the knees drop to the left, leave them there. Giving it little pulses up to where the wall meets the ceiling. Little tiny pulse. Let's come back to neutral and recalibrate with a couple more windshield wipers, just side to side. Nice and easy. And then coming back to neutral. Let's draw the knees and the feet, rather, take the feet as close to the bum as possible. Maybe you can grab your fingertips, you can touch your fingertips to your heels, maybe not. And if you want to add weight, we're going to do some bridge pose and some squeezing. So no weight or one weight in your hip crease. Let's just start by doing pelvic tilts on the earth, and then we'll move into bridge pose. So it's inhale, drop the pelvis forward like you're spilling water out of the pelvic bowl. And then exhale, squeeze it back. So you're squeezing the abs, the thighs, the butt, and the pelvic floor. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward. Exhale, back and squeeze. Inhale, tilt it forward. Exhale, back and squeeze. You're getting a rocking motion going in the hips. A couple more times just here on the earth. Next time, plant the feet into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Tuck the chin, don't look side to side. Squeeze right butt cheek, squeeze left butt cheek, right and left. So keeping everything tight and squeezing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Relift those hips. Now you're going to tap the knees together. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Relift those hips and then roll it down vertebra by vertebra, super slow. Placing each vertebra on the mat like a string of pearls. Draw one bent knee into the chest mindfully. Draw second knee into chest mindfully. Maybe rocking side to side to massage that low back. This is the counter stretch to our bridge pose. So you don't want to pop the legs in there violently, just going to gradually ease it in there. And you're going to rock from side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Back to neutral. Feet return to earth. Now, if you have weights, grab your weights. If not, it's just a soft fist. The knees are bent and the legs are at distance apart. No weight, one weight in each. The palms face the midline. With those arms, inhale, open. Exhale, close and squeeze. Inhale, and exhale, close and squeeze. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's roll. Don't let the upper arm land on little pumps with the hands, keeping the arms open, working on the pecs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then reclosing up. Arms go straight. We bend the elbows and then lose the weights if you were using them. Let's roll onto one side so that the bottom hip is the left hip. You can rest your head on your upper arm. Stack the legs. Let's just float that top right leg. The knee stays bent. And either with your hand or a strap, grab the shin, the ankle, the top of the right foot. And you're going to keep the hips stacked as you draw that leg behind you, really giving a big stretch to that quad. You're pressing the right hand into the right foot into the right hand. So there's an isometric press going here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the pressure. We stack legs. Now all you have to do is roll onto your back and roll onto your other side so that the bottom hip is the right hip. And you can rest your head on your upper arm. I'm going to grab a block to use as my little styrofoam pillow. There we go. And then you're going to just float that top left leg. The knee is bent, the foot is flexed. You're going to take with your hand or a strap the shin, the ankle, or the top of the left foot and draw it back behind you. So you've got the left foot pressing into the left hand pressing into the left foot. So it's an isometric press here. So focus your attention there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw it back, restack, come back onto your back body as you roll on the back, draw the knees into the chest. And let's just do one more thing. Let's elevate the legs, shake the legs out, shake the arms. Oh, yes, it should feel good. And now you're going to kick yourself in the butt for 8, 7, pump the legs, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, One, very nice. And then slowly bringing that down to earth and maybe drawing the knees into the chest one more time. And then one more time, let's draw the knees into the chest. Let's cross left thigh over right thigh. No space between the thighs. Grab shins like bicycle handlebars. You're drawing those knees into the chest with a steady pressure. The feet are flexed. Let's externally rotate both feet. You should feel it in your outer left hip for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything slowly. Unwind, shake out the legs between sides. Now you're going to cross right thigh on top of left thigh, grabbing shins like bicycle handlebars. The knees are bent, the feet are flexed, dropping tailbone to earth as you draw the thighs into the chest for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the tension, shake out the legs. Let's be for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Bringing the legs down to earth, arriving at your best version of on the legs and maybe you want to protect your low back, roll a towel or roll a blanket under your knees. Doesn't work, return to feet net width apart, knees not together like a tent, restorative rest. Or if on the back doesn't work at all, rolling onto your head on the upper arm, or perhaps on a cushion or a towel. And resting there, hips and legs stacked as we were just. Or if you have an available wall, you could put your legs up the wall. Or if you want to sit in a chair, you could sit in a chair, feet flat, sits bones rooting into the cushion of the chair, crown of head floating up to sky, long spine. And then once you've organized your arms and your legs, just allowing the eyes to drop closed and scanning the effects of the practice and noticing if there's any residual tension and breathing into those areas. Eyes drop closed, relaxing face and jaw. And then noticing deep relaxation. We're approaching our friend, the hot tub. So relaxation in those feet, in those toes, in those ankles, as though it's warm, deliciously warm bath water. That relaxation moves into the ankles, the low legs, enveloping the calves and the shins. And then it moves into the knees, permeating the complex structure of the knees. And then it moves into the thighs. Legs and feet now are very, very heavy. The softness moves into the hips and pelvis. The buttocks release, the low back releases. And from the belly, it moves into the waist and torso, enveloping ribs, heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, spleen, pancreas, stomach, colon, all those vital organs marinating in this delicious warmth, this delicious relaxation. It moves from the belly up into the chest and shoulders and rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips. all the way to the fingertips. It envelops the throat and the neck, and then it envelops the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases, the face and the jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. And here's a poem by Mary Oliver entitled The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, the one, I mean, who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And as you are ready, drawing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a well-deserved hug, and then rolling onto your favorite side and pausing there for just a few breaths in embryo posture. And on the next inhale, keeping the eyes closed, press yourself up into a comfortable seated posture, rooting the sits bones down into the earth, drawing the crown of the head up into the sky, scanning the body for the effects of the practice, and thanking the body for all it does all day, every day, and bringing to mind one thing for which you are grateful. And on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. Ring the bells that still can ring, forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.